Greetings and salutations, my artsy retreat friends. How is everyone today? So good, I hope. So good. Hey, I wanted to continue this series of let's make stuff with the gifts that we received from our lovely retreat sponsors. And so today I thought we could do a page in our art journal, in our retreat art journal, with the watercolors that we received from Beth. So I love Beth's watercolors. She's just an amazing artist when it comes to creating watercolors. Her color choices are beautiful, and her watercolors are just superb. She creates both shimmery and not shimmery, kind of, I don't know what the word for that is, but it's like matte, sort of. And so here's a couple things that I know about painting with shimmery paints. When you paint with, so I've sprayed all of this little card. I've sprayed them already. You can see that it's getting soft, right? So, the thing that I've learned about shimmery paints is that you need to really, water is your friend. Really work the water into the paint, and so that the shimmer is kind of well distributed. So now I'm going to just create a series of rectangles with my, I don't know, maybe I'll make a pattern. So I'm doing 6 squares, sort of. So this is going to take a while, right? And that's okay, because there's something about mindfully painting. Do you know what I mean? About taking your time and there, do you see, like, I'm really working that water into the paint. I love working with shimmer paints because you can watch all that mica just dance around on your page, and that's something fun to see, that's for sure. So my goal is to fill this entire page with painted bits. I'm using a number 4 flat, and I don't even remember where I got this. I don't know. You know, I pick up paintbrushes and paint and art supplies aplenty everywhere I go. And some of them I remember where I got them, and some of them not so much. So, like I said, I'm just really taking my time as I paint this this pattern, so to speak. So you'll notice that some of these are shimmery and some are not. So I think that might be a cool exercise. Remember, art journals are all about exploration and experimentation. It doesn't need to be a masterpiece. The most important thing is, what did you learn? Like, what did you learn? I'm learning that, number one, I need to really work that water in to activate all of that mica. But I'm also learning I need to be slow and deliberate with my paint strokes. There we go. We have one whole row. Look at how pretty it is. Oh, I just love it, love it, love it. I'm thinking, because I have this little bit of paint left, and you know I can't waste paint, I might want to find a little piece of something that I can paint this on. A piece of, let's see, what do I have here? I have this little set of flowers. Oh, you know what? Let's do it over here. So let's get a little bit of color on here, because I also coated the page and the washi tape with watercolor ground. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And I like doing this because it gives my page, I like edging my pages with washi tape that then I can enhance, because it kind of gives my page like this little added bonus, you know? And I've got some black going on. And you know my feelings about all good art should have a little bit of black and a little bit of white. And I think it's kind of fascinating how much paint your brush still holds that we don't think is in there. Let's do I don't know. Maybe we should do this side too. Then I could do more I could just do a little bit more pattern making, and it would give me just that little bit more practice. So this one I started, see if you can see where I'm at. I started in this square, and like I said, I'm just taking my time. I don't know if you can see where I'm at. I hope that you'll take some time this weekend to play with your Rachel Beth watercolors in your art journal, and let me know what your thoughts are on these little mini classes after the class. Is it something that you enjoy? Is it too much? Let me know your thoughts. I just want to make the most of these beautiful gifts that so many people gave us. And it just doing something like this with this kind of a pattern, I'm telling you, it just forces you to slow down. Because I'm making, like I said, small, deliberate brush strokes. And isn't this color beautiful? It is called Himalayan Salt. It's a pretty color, isn't it? And I find that when we slow down like this, when we slowly create in our art journals, it just really takes away all the ick in the world for a moment. The ick's going to be there, promise. It doesn't really ever all the way go away, but it's a nice little escape. Here we go. A little bit more water. And then remember, when you're using a dot card like this, or any, well, let's just talk about dot cards, because I could just get in the weeds with all of that. But if you're using a dot card, as you create with it, right, and you keep adding water, and the paint starts to blurb around on the card, oftentimes you're not going to use all of that paint. It's a fascinating thing how it seems like that's just a little bit of paint, but that little bit of paint will go a long way. And so the way to save that paint, because I have dot cards that I've had for years, because you don't really need that much paint to make a big impact. Yeah? So, once you're done with your painting session, leave your dot card out to air dry, and it will. And it could take like overnight for it to air dry completely. And that's okay. I mean, it's kind of like when you're using your watercolors in your palette, let those dry all the way before you close the lid. It makes a big difference. Okay, so we finished Himalayan salt, and I guess I can finally clean my brush now under duress. Okay, and now everybody take a drink. Let's move on to another color. But remember, we don't want to go right next to what we just painted because they'll bleed. I want to leave just a little bit of space in between my painted areas, and so I'm going to go I think I'm going to go like down here, like sort of in a brick kind of style. Once you use a brush with shimmery paint, well, it's a shimmery brush. Okay, let's see, what do we got next? We have French fries, decorative pumpkin, dried sage, mountain snow, cranberry pie, warm woolen mittens, and I don't know what that is because it's covered up with paint now. But I'm thinking, let's pick a green. So let's go dried sage. So I'm going to wet my brush again. And again, I'm just going to start working that water into the paint. And this one is not shimmery, but same rules apply. You want to activate that paint. You're going to get much nicer coverage. So let's come up here. Pretty. And remember, this doesn't have to be perfect. Remember, we're just exploring and experimenting. take your time. So pretty. Okay, now we got one more right there, right there. Coming up the same side, or this opposite side, I should say. I mean, and your pattern can be whatever you wish it to be, you know? So I'm sharing these videos on the Corbiere-Scott Designs Facebook group. It's a private group, so that more, because none of this is, these are all after the retreat, and so these are just little extras. And they're technique based, but you know, that's kind of my jam anyway. Technique. Because I want you to be able to take that technique and use it in a million different ways. Right? And this technique, art journalers will take this one and run with it, I think. Because remember I said, like, your pattern can be whatever you wish it to be. Mine started out like just this weird diagonal thing. There we go. And now, let's do some leaves with this same green. And I bet I have enough on this brush to do all the leaves. Just remember that your brush holds so much paint. Let's come over to this one. And by doing a page like this, you will get to know these watercolors, because you're going to be using them on washi tape and watercolor ground. And because you're painting so many bits, right, you're going to be doing so many brush strokes, you're going to really get to know this paint and its capabilities. And that's the best thing. It's just the best thing to, it's the best way to get to know something. And by getting to know them, then you'll know what it's capable of. Okay, I'm turning my art journal. so that I can work this way. And then I'll turn it back and work that way. But for right now, hey Sienna, just painting with the Rachel Beth watercolors that we received at the retreat. But for people who were not at the retreat, you can absolutely purchase Rachel Beth's watercolors by going to designsbyrachelbeth.etsy.com. Okay, this is Mountain Snow. Okay, so let's go here. We're just doing these deliberate strokes, like I said. So just open up that art journal. And just start painting. Remember, these don't need to be perfect. Just kind of deliberate. Do you know what I mean? I find that my natural, the way I naturally hold my hand when I paint, I kind of rest my wrist on the surface, and so sometimes I need to pick up my hand a little bit more, so so that the end of my stroke comes up cleaner. And see, you know how you figure that out? By doing a project like this, where you're doing paint stroke after paint stroke after paint stroke. Yeah? Okay, this one's going to be a tricky one. Need to... I went over too far. Oh well. Oh well. It was made by human hands. Right? I'm not going to freak out because I made a mistake. Dipping my brush in the water again. Activate that color, kind of get it going in there. It's interesting to see the difference in the shimmery watercolors versus the more matte finish watercolors. They both have their beauty, that's for sure. There we go. So, we still have lots of paint on our brush, so now what are we gonna do? So I'm thinking, what if I take this, and I do these little dots. I fill in some of those dots with that color. Taking my time. Okay. Turn, 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 turn. dots. And this washi tape is from set number 3, the one that has the pens, and then these are all the flowers that are within the pens. This last one I'm kind of having to dot, 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 because I'm running out of paint. Not really, though. There we go. Better coverage. Okay. So we've done 3 colors. We have 8 in all. So we have 5 more colors to go. And then I don't know what I'll do next. I don't know where I'll go if I start repeating, which I think I might do, because that will just, I want to fill the whole page. So be thinking about how you're going to use your dot card. I'm just showing you one thing. I hope you do a page in your art journal from the retreat, utilizing the handmade watercolors from Rachel Beth in a page, because it'll be representative, and you'll go back and you'll use that as a reference. I use my art journal as a reference for a billion things, because it serves as a reminder of where I was and what I was doing, and a cool technique, because remember, we experiment and we explore. So save those art journals for that kind of thing too. Like, ooh, I loved that pattern that I created, or I loved that color combination, or whatever the case may be. So until next time, this is another one of those little mini exploration classes. So I hope that you will work in your art journal this weekend, and then snap a picture and post it here in the group. I adore you all. Thanks so much. I adore you all. Thanks so very much. Talk to you soon. Bye.